Back to Prime News on HLN. You know, as parents, we worry enough about our kids being bullied. Now we have to worry about parents taunting our kids. That seems to be the case in Salt Lake City, Utah. 37-year-old Danette Stark is accused of bullying her daughter's 13-year-old classmate, another young girl. Police say this mom searched the internet, found a sick picture of a woman having sex with a dog. Then she superimposed the girl's yearbook photo onto that photo. Even wrote derogatory comments about the girl. But it didn't stop there. Police say they have school surveillance video of Danette Stark walking into one of the girls' bathrooms, leaving the flyers with this sick picture on it, even stuffed some flyers in some kids' lockers. The district attorney says this young victim is traumatized.
You have enough to deal with as a 13-year-old girl, much less this type of conduct. I think that it's very safe to assume that she has been traumatized by it and will have to deal with it.
All right, we'll take your calls on it. Maybe you can help us figure this one out. Joining our number, by the way, 1-877-TEL-HLN. Joining us once again, defense attorney Joey Jackson. Also back with us, our clinical psychologist Paula Bloom. Paula, I've got to start with you. What would possess a 37-year-old mom to go on the internet, search out this sick photo, and then superimpose a 13-year-old girl's photo on it? What gives with this?
I just have to say, when your producer sent me this story, I had to read it twice because I couldn't believe it. You know, I can't say what she was thinking. I really can't. But my best guess is this. The intention of that act was to embarrass someone and produce shame in that person, right? It's one of the most embarrassing things you could possibly imagine. And human beings, we tend to try to create in others what we feel inside. So we don't know the story about exactly what happened to prompt this. I'm not saying it excuses it.
Right.
But my guess would be it was something that this mother felt extremely ashamed of and embarrassed of. Yeah. Because again, we tend to create in others what we feel inside.
So I mean, well, all we do know, and you're right, there's not a lot of detail here, but as far as like motive, this mom is saying that the 13-year-old, the victim here, wronged her in some way. Paula, again, and then I'll get Joey in on the conversation. Just your comment on wronged her.
Yeah, oh boy, she's 37, right?
She's 37.
Yeah, this is incredible. And you know, listen, there's a lot of people who are parents, you know, we don't need a license for this. There's a lot of people who are parents who are not operating at a much higher maturity level than their own kids. And it's funny because I don't know who I feel worse for, this kid who is the victim or the daughter of the mother who did this.
Yeah,
I mean, it's incredible.
There's going to ridicule all across the board on this one.
Yeah, and that's a good way to show your child conflict resolution skills, right?
Yeah.
Good example.
All right. Joey, let's get you in on this one. Again, this mom is facing 18 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. This is a second-degree felony. How are her attorneys going to defend her? They've got the video. She's already talking about being wronged here is why she did it.
100%. You know, Mike, this is scary stuff. And the reality of the matter is this. What motivated her? Stupidity. What else can you think about that she would do that? And the problem that the attorneys are going to have, Mike, is twofold. One is the criminal charge, and the other is the civil liability. You know, when you do something like this, you do subject someone to scorn, to ridicule, to shame. And this is behavior that is intentionally or at least negligently or recklessly outrageous. So you open yourself up to those type of torts. I think what the attorneys are going to have to do is say, look, she didn't realize the implications behind the behavior. She certainly was just doing it because it was a parody. She didn't mean any harm by it. But the fact is it did cause harm. And I don't know that a judge would be persuaded by that.
Joe, let me read the statement from the Danette Stark's attorney. This is part of it, saying, cases that involve juveniles must be handled with the utmost of delicacy so that their dignity is preserved as much as possible. Now, Danette is in a tough spot because if she were to say anything now, she could get harpooned from many different sources. However, I have faith in the legal system, and I trust that in the end, the right thing will be done. Harpooned? I mean, I just don't see what this mom could say that would justify this sick behavior. Joey, your thoughts real quick?
You know, that's the problem, because what you often try to do, Mike, when you're gotten dead to rights, in other words, when you're out there and you have limited defenses, is you attempt to mitigate. You attempt to say, listen, the basis for the behavior was as follows. She did something to her daughter. She didn't like it. She didn't appreciate it. But in this circumstance, when you're talking about a middle school girl of tender years and you're talking about pornography mixed with that, it's something that's going to fall upon deaf ears. And so what the attorneys ultimately have to do is throw themselves upon the mercy of the court, indicate that by all other means this 37-year-old is functional, she's fine, she did an aberrational act, it was not at all in keeping with her behavior, and give her community service, give her something less, but have mercy on the client.
Go for. All right, let's get Monique in from Nevada. Monique, your thoughts?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Go ahead. Hey.
What I wanted to say was most women who have children in their teen years, they have to mature overnight. So in their 30s, they regress. And this is why she's acting like she's still in high school.
Okay, well, Paula, that was a point you made, that this woman, we wonder about her maturity, obviously. Paula, the clock's ticking. I do want to talk about the victim here, and one report saying she's traumatized. What could this do to a 13-year-old being subjected to this?
I mean, it could do a lot of different things. It could create an idea of, like, can I trust anybody? I mean, it's a violation, right? Even if it wasn't her naked body, it was a naked body attached to her head. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it can be a major violation, and the fact that an adult would do this, but you know, not any one incident has to create the story that this girl has for the rest of her life. So hopefully she'll get some support and some help and be reminded that most of the world isn't like this. This is an aberration.
No, well put. And how do you get the mom's daughter past this as well? Because kids at school, let's face them, to go, hey, isn't your mom the one that sent that flyer or put that together?
Yeah. One of the lessons here is that, she used the word wronged, is that resentment is a dangerous thing. And resentment is like, I drink poison expecting you to die. Nothing good comes from acting on your resentment and your anger. It's destructive.
Yeah, very well put. All right, Joey, Paula, guys, we appreciate it. We have this coming up on Prime News.